just quickly want to talk here a little bit on what Donald Trump said on Muslims. He said he wants to temporarily, the key word I think is temporarily halt Muslims from coming into this country until we get the shit figured out. And if you see what the liberal media is saying about him, it's like, oh, first off, they're saying he's a racist. You can't be racist against a religion, so that's dumb. Anybody who says that is pretty dumbass to say that. And then, the liberals are just saying, oh, Trump wants to ban all Muslims. But they don't bring up the fact that all he said was until we get our shit figured out. Until we get, figure out what we're going to do. Because right now, there's no vetting process. Their own government is admitting there's no way to figure out who the fuck these people are who are coming from, like, Syria. And if I was Trump, I would have said people from countries that harbor terrorism heavily, like Syria, Iraq. I wouldn't have said Muslims, because, it just sends the wrong message. I would have said, Syria, countries like that. I would have said I would stop taking in people, close the borders to those countries, because our own government admits they have no way of knowing who the fuck these people are. It's like, it's like a fucking rolling dice. I mean, it's just luck. Who the fuck you're gonna get. So, I mean, I pretty much agree mostly with what he said, and he said temporarily, and that could be like if Trump becomes president, or somebody who's actually going to do something about the border, that could be a matter of days just to figure out or weeks to figure out, a legitimate way of finding whether a Muslim or whether just anybody is a legitimate candidate to become a citizen of this country. Whether they're a criminal or a terrorist or, have a weird disease. We got to have a better vetting process. And if a good conservative libertarian becomes president like a Trump, and institutes a good vetting process, then it's fixed. And then he could stop his temporary ban. So, I mean, we could, again, this ban, it's not permanent. He didn't say permanent ban. He said temporary ban. So a lot of people are spinning it. And Muslims aren't these great people. A lot of them actually support ISIS too. It's not like only a very small percentage of them are radical. I'm not saying every Muslim's a radical. There's a lot of peaceful ones, but a lot of them are radical. That's especially in the Middle East, from areas like Syria, Iraq, shit like that. And a lot of them support ISIS. A lot of them support having Sharia law here in America. I mean, just look at the Muslim countries, though, around the world. Look how they treat women. I mean, women can't even drive. I mean, women get punished for being raped. I mean, it's fucking, women have zero rights in Muslim countries. So, I mean, Muslims aren't these great peaceful people, are they? I mean, look at Saudi Arabia, total hellhole, total shithole. I mean, you could probably get fucking beheaded for looking at porn there. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous how, right-wing extremist it is there. I mean, it's ultra, right-wing. Women have zero rights. So, women aren't even, as I said, women aren't even allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia. It's crazy. So, I agree mostly what Trump is saying. And I think it's just, and then they're comparing him to Hitler. Like, really? You're really comparing him to Hitler, who killed 6 million Jews and put in concentration camps? I mean, are you serious? I mean, Trump is in no way doing that. Is no way fucking putting any Muslims. And then they're saying, oh, constitutional, right? It's not constitutional. People who live in other countries don't have fucking constitutional rights, idiots. How are they saying, oh, is this constitutional or not? You don't have a First Amendment right if you live in fucking Syria. How dumb is that? How dumb are people to say that? So there you go, people. And I mean, what are we just supposed to, just open our borders to anybody who can get here? I mean, it's fucking ridiculous what these liberals are saying with constitutional rights. So I could go on about this for a long time, but I've made my stance pretty clear, and I've made a lot of videos on the border and open borders and shit like that. So I'm just going to end this video here, and I've also made a lot of videos on Donald Trump. So but there you go, people. There's my thoughts there on Donald Trump saying have a temporary ban for Muslims. Mostly agree with it. So there you go, people.